Hey guys, I'm back. I am actually going to do today a dancing funnel pour, but I put it in my tall and skinny mold and I'm going to cut it like a loaf. When that soap challenge was up with that technique, you were to do it in a slab mold, which I really did like the results of that, but I thought to myself, how cool would it be to cut that, all the way through. So I'm going to try today, and I'm going to be remaking a soap that was kind of a fluke design last time, so this is really giving me the opportunity to play with it. It's my Fizzy Pear soap, and I'm going to use a different bottle, sorry. Anyways, it is a blend of ginger ale and crisp Angie pear fragrances. Absolutely love it. And that's sold out finally, so I'm going to make more with this design. As you can see, I've got some white. It's quite ivory right now. Here's my white. This is going to be my outer circle color. And then green, yellow, orange to do the bigger drops inside. And I did this before. Definitely noticed that I got plenty of working time, but I'm using extra virgin olive oil just to be sure, because it just takes a super duper long time to pour all of these little dots. And I think that I should be able to get all the way through just fine. So yeah, it's going to be little white rings filled with yellow, orange, and green. I think that's very pear-like. And it's going to hopefully look kind of like a bubbles. I know it definitely looked like bubbles when you do it slab style. So this might hopefully look like bubbles, kind of, but just from the other angle. Okay, almost ready here. The exciting part of this soap making video, I'm pretty sure, is going to be the cutting, because you've seen me do this technique before. It's a lot of fast forwarding. So yeah, feel free to skip beyond this part if you like. Oh, also in this soap, this is goat's milk and aloe juice. I finally pulled some goat's milk out of the freezer ahead of time so it could thaw and I could strain it. At this point, I'm nearly positive that the reason I was getting speckles in some of my bars before was because of freezer burnt fat in the goat's milk. What I did now, there was definitely a little bit of, not quite chunkiness, but little flakes of fat that had been frozen. Even when thawed, they kind of needed strained or just broken up a little bit. And I made a bar yesterday, it was so creamy and perfect. But to do it that way when it's not frozen, you've basically got to do 1-to-1 lye, water, and then put the rest of your liquid in with the oils. And I'm still doing a water discount, so not very much goat's milk, but a little bit of, instead of water I did. I might as well put the aloe in there too. So this should be a really interesting texture. There's a little bit of green left because this is one of the shorter bottles, so I'll fill that up later when I need to. Really right towards the end. Okay. I'm gonna make sure you guys can see Okay, that definitely took a super long time, but I like it. It smells good. I do think that we got too thick for the technique to be perfect. However, I was able to sort of inject the rings once it got high enough into the mold to be able to reach them. Very, very tricky at first there. It was, I could get the bottles in, but I couldn't maneuver them back and forth. Should have thought of that. I should have done the wider mold, but that's okay. I still think it's going to be cool looking. Love the colors. I really love the colors. They're just kind of like how I envision them. Now at least. I mean, none of these micas should morph at all, but you never know. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, there's still a tiny bit of the colors left in the bottles. I'll probably squirt that out for some samples, but then put into this bad boy together tomorrow. See you then. Hey guys, we're back. It's actually been 2 days. I molded this yesterday, but it was still a little soft. I could have cut it. I've cut softer loaves, but I decided I had a lot of other stuff to do. I thought this can wait. So it waited. I cut it now. Super excited. It's a little shorter than some of my other soaps with this amount of oil just because you can never really get it all out of the squirt bottle. I'm going to Tesla on the monitor. She's fussing a little bit, but I don't think she's actually upset, so we'll give that a second. Okay, I think we're good. Now, I do think this would look cooler if it were a little more fluid throughout the pouring, but I still already enjoy it, and I barely are inside. I think it's right here where I dropped my squirt bottle into, so that'll be interesting. Got my stamp over here. I'm going to stamp them as I go. They're too soft to be planed, but I will plane these tops perfectly smooth in a week or two. I'm not gonna push it. I still like them. I think they're cute. And the blots aren't as perfect little dips like they would be if it were more fluid, but I still think they look like cute little cobblestones. Okay, I'm going to stamp as I go here, so forgive that. Boop. Keep it moving. I think I adjusted my cutter right for once, so hopefully I get 8 perfect bars. Not too much hanging off the edge, not enough. Very different from side to side. I like the colors a lot. I think it's definitely more pear-like. Matches the smell. And I remember in this video, at the beginning when I was making it, I don't think I went into too much detail about the second time I tried this and how much of a disaster it was. I was going to try to do a circling Taiwan swirl for whatever soap challenge month that was. Whoops. That was my phone, forget that. Anyways, I had a little crappy cardboard mold, and apparently I had a hole in my liner, and I'm pouring my soap in, and at least a pound of soap came out the bottom, and it was just like pouring everywhere, because that was a very, very liquid batch. You needed it to be liquidy to get the technique down, and it was still very liquid, and it just ran everywhere. Sorry. I should have silenced that. I never get texts, but now I'm getting a million. Anyways. It was pouring everywhere. Chris actually came down in the middle of me trying to like scoop soap up. It was a disaster. It was so bad. When I came down in the basement after making this, it smelled so strongly like the pear and the ginger ale, and it like gave me a mini flashback of that moment. So that was interesting. I really like this one, by the way. I think the colors are spaced out nicely and they look like cute little bloops. We're going into winter, but this reminds me of Easter colors. Yeah, this batch went much smoother than that one that spilled everywhere. I ended up just pouring that into a different mold after that, and it did its own little weird swirl thing, and it turned out really pretty. I liked it. There's no way I could ever recreate that design. It was a fluke. There's that guy. Stamp real quick. Hope you guys don't mind Tesla singing in the background here. Put her down for a nap a little bit later because yesterday she was in her bed for 2 whole hours just singing and talking to herself and reading her books before she took a nap. And she went to bed kind of late and she slept in late. So I pushed it back about a half an hour later than I normally do, and who knows how long she's going to be talking to herself before she falls asleep today. We will see. It's got stuff to do. That one's interesting. The orange row, almost a yellow row, and the green's just kind of everywhere. Okay. I do think there's a video somewhere of me in the middle trying to make that soap. I never published it, and Chris comes down and I'm just like, bleh, so I'm feeling generous, and if I can find it, maybe I'll attach some bloopers to the end of this one. Ooh, that's another cool one. I like it. They're going to make really nice rectangular bars once I plane the top. I just love it cleaned up too. Almost done. Loving it. Awesome. My cutting was perfect. Gotta make a specific note of that. Ba-ba-da-ba. Oops, I must have gone upside down. Yeah. Alrighty, last one. 2 good sized little end chunks. For my end bitties. Boop. And maybe one day I'll try this again in my tall skinny mold with something even more fluid, like maybe a black raspberry vanilla, which I did for my actual entry for the dancing funnel pour. That turned out beautiful, and that was actually what made me want to do it in a tall skinny. So maybe I'll, I'm almost out of those already. Maybe when I redo that, I'll do it tall skinny style. We'll see. Because I'd like to try this again. Boop. There we have it. That's all of them. This is Fizzy Pear Castile soap, and this time I did goat's milk and aloe vera juice. I think these are going to turn out absolutely amazing. I hope you liked it. Enjoy some photos and maybe a blooper video right here, and be sure to tell me what you think in the comments. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Shit's getting real over here, babe. It's leaking everywhere.
Oh, real bad.
Yeah, definitely leakiness happening.
Do you need a hand?
Oh no, it's just, that's what happens when you make soap. Sometimes shit gets crazy. Okay, so obviously shit got kind of weird. I'm gonna swirl it up now, and we'll see what happens. We're leaking everywhere, so you guys can't even see that. All the soap leaking. Oh my goodness. Guess my little cardboard mold finally decided to not work. Shit. What do you need?
Nothing.
Okay. Just watching?
just came and say I didn't know you were.
Yeah, I'm doing it up, and it's kind of a disaster right now. I'm going to be editing all of this shit out, obviously. I need some good molds. Oh my god, it's like oozing everywhere. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, this did not work at all. Oh my lord. That's distressing. This is the one that I tried with this, and it got fucking ruined too. It's like, I don't even know why I keep trying this recipe, because it keeps fucking, everything goes wrong with it. It's so irritating. I should frankly just turn this entire thing off.